Fox News alert, Hunter Biden's plea deal is now in jeopardy. President Joe Biden's son is set to appear in court tomorrow, where Delaware Judge Mary Ellen Noreika will decide on whether or not to sign off on Hunter's plea deal. And Hunter Biden may have just jinxed the deal. You're not going to believe what he just did. Republican Congressman Jason Smith just filed a brief with the judge, entering into evidence the IRS whistleblower testimony. Basically a legal move to get the judge to think, you know what, are you really going to let this guy off so easy? And Hunter Biden's attorney called the courthouse clerk today and pretended to be a Republican attorney and told the clerk, oops, you know what, we didn't really mean to file all that whistleblower stuff. Can you guys just strike that from the record? Seriously, Hunter Biden's lawyer made a phony phone call to the court and tried to remove the whistleblower testimony. He called and impersonated the opposing lawyer. Hey, this is a Republican attorney Chris Clark. Oh, never mind, that amicus brief, just forget about it. That was an accident. Good day, young lady. Was this Hunter's Sugar Brothers idea? You know, the one who was ripping bong hits off his balcony in Malibu? This sounds like the kind of caper you cook up when you're on cocaine. Hey guys, you know what we should do? We should just call the courthouse and pretend we're the other lawyer. Democrats just called this whole investigation a clown show, and Hunter Biden's lawyers are making prank calls to the judge on the eve of the plea deal. You can get disbarred for that. This is so brazen, either Hunter thinks he can get away with anything, or his legal team is panicked that this judge is actually going to toss the plea and Hunter may have to serve time. Now, the judge, a Democrat, was furious that Hunter's lawyer tried to pull one over on her clerk. And the judge is now ordering Hunter's attorneys to explain themselves by 9 o'clock tonight or be sanctioned. But this wasn't the worst news for the Bidens today. Impeachment is officially on the table. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy's come out and said it's go time.
You've got an informant claiming that the Biden family had been bribed. Should you ignore that or should investigate it? The only way you can investigate that is through an impeachment inquiry, so the committee would have the power to get all the documents that they would need.
Sources tell the Federalist the FBI corroborated most of the allegations made by the FBI informant, that the Ukrainians bribed Joe Biden $5 million. They told the U.S. Attorney's Office in Delaware, you know, the prosecutor investigating Hunter, and the U.S. Attorney's Office in Delaware either sat on it or was blocked from pursuing it. And now we're learning that the Biden family had an inside man. A Biden family insider worked in the U.S. Attorney's Office in Delaware. Alexander Mackler worked for Senator Biden, Vice President Biden, Beau Biden, and Biden-Harris. And coincidentally worked for the same Delaware prosecutor who gave Hunter Biden the sweetest of sweetheart deals in the history of sweetheart deals. So, if the Biden family is so clean, like the Democrats keep insisting, why the massive cover-up? Why is the FBI and the CIA lying? Why is the Department of Justice obstructing? Why are Hunter and his business partners texting, just leave Biden's name out of it? Why does the White House story keep changing, and why does Joe Biden keep lying? And why are all of Hunter's business partners either in prison, awaiting sentencing, or disappeared? And why can't anybody tell me what the Biden family business is? Oh, and why did 10 Bidens get 17 mil from dirty foreign nationals? Bank records show at least 10 of them were involved. So, how can the Democrats claim that Joe Biden isn't involved in the Biden family business when he took over 200 meetings with Hunter's business partners? What, they both like to eat lunch at the same place? Hunter Biden put his dad on speaker in front of his business partners over 24 times. What do you think, they were just talking about the Redskins game? And now Biden's business partners are flipping. Next week, we know Hunter's right-hand man, Devon Archer, is set to testify to Congress. Archer's been through it all. He sat on the same Ukrainian board with Hunter, played ball with China and Romania. Devon Archer is so close to the Bidens and the family business that Hunter actually said, Devon, quote, you're a Biden. So if Devon flips, it is over. But Devon might not be the only one to flip. Reports say Eric Sherwood, who operated Hunter's business bank accounts, He was kind of like the family banker, moving money between Joe and Hunter's accounts, making mortgage payments. He may be close to cooperating too. And we've already heard from Tony Bobulinski. That would make 3 Biden family business partners flipping. Nobody's been as close to the scandal as these 3. So, who's doubting him?
Clearly he was only getting his money because his last name was Biden, but what's been missing is that definitive link
to the president,
to his father.
There is no evidence of any wrongdoing by the president. And Mr. McCarthy knows that.
I'm not sure where Joe Biden falls in any of this.
Well, I'll tell you where he falls, pretty much in the middle. We have Joe Biden on the phone, Joe Biden at meetings, at dinners, Joe Biden in photographs, Hunter's business partners coming to the White House, coming on Air Force Two. All Hunter's business partners just happen to call Joe the big guy. And the big guy's code for Joe Biden so they don't have to mention his name over email. Don't mention his name. Hunter says, don't bring my father's name up in writing. And Hunter writes up a dozen emails saying the only reason the Chinese went into business with him was because of his dad. And his dad's portfolio is the exact same portfolio as Hunter's business partners. Wow, shocking. And Hunter was shaking down business partners with Joe Biden in the room. And informants say Biden was bribed. Oh, and they also say they're holding money for Biden in one of those shell companies. So that's kind of around where Joe Biden falls in all of this.